Track 6. You will hear a man who is interested in doing voluntary work connected with the environment talking to a woman who works for an organisation that runs environmental projects. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 1 to 10.
Hello, how can I help you?
Well, I've come in because I want to volunteer for one of your environmental projects. I read something about your organisation in the paper a few days ago, and I thought I'd like to get involved.
Okay, that sounds good. What's your name?
Ryan.
Okay, Ryan, thanks for coming in. I'm Hannah. Now, let me start by telling you something about our organisation, and then we can have a look at a few projects that might after I've found out a bit about you.
Fine.
Right, well, as you know, we're called the Volunteer Agency, and that pretty well explains what we do. We recruit people for a wide range of projects. A lot of our work concerns environmental projects, and at the moment we've got 130,000 volunteers working on these projects.
What sort of environmental projects are they?
Well, for example, if you wanted to go abroad, one of our big projects involves gathering information that is used for the protection of marine and forest environments. Volunteers on that do diving or collect biodiversity data on tropical rainforest species.
Sounds exciting. But I think I'd rather stay here, at least to start off with.
Well, here in our own country, we've got a big project aimed at clearing up litter in rural areas. The aim of this is to get everyone involved in making sure their local environment is clean and tidy.
Yes, I've seen adverts for that.
Another project involves looking after the National Cycle Network, keeping the routes safe and attractive for cyclists. This is part of a bigger scheme concerned with developing sustainable transport systems all across the country.
Interesting.
Now, if you want to do something in the city rather than the countryside, within cities we also have the City Farms projects, which involve working with people, plants and animals.
Oh, what are those? Are they real farms? How do they work?
Well, yes, they're real farms. Example of a project that relies almost entirely on volunteers. On other projects, you might be working alongside salaried people, but with these, almost everyone is unpaid. In fact, many of our projects have very few, if any, paid staff.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Well, do any of these things sound particularly appealing to you?
Well, as I say, I wasn't thinking of going abroad, and I'm not sure that any of those is exactly the sort of thing I'm really looking for. Sorry.
That's okay. There are lots more things I can tell you about. I'm sure we'll find a project that's right up your street.
Yes, I hope so.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at a few other possibilities. Right. Well, one thing that might suit you is called Wildlife Link. There are 47 branches of this around the country, with over 24,000 active volunteers, and it's involved in all aspects of nature conservation. Its aim is to protect wildlife in all habitats across the country. Things you can do there include looking after nature reserves, taking part in community gardening and carrying out surveys of wildlife species. Tell me, are you keen to be outdoors?
Yes, I am. And that does sound like the sort of thing I might be really interested in.
Okay, here's another project that you might like the sound of. This one's aimed at young people.
Right, tell me about that one.
It's called Wildlife Watch and involves organising groups for young people, getting them to explore and learn about their local environment. There are over 300 groups and around 150,000 members of those groups. As well as running those groups and going out with them, there is a need for volunteers with administrative skills. Is that the sort of thing you might fancy?
Maybe, but I think I'd probably prefer to be more hands-on, doing physical work.
OK. Well then, the organisation called Action Earth might be the one for you. They've got a total of 908 projects involving over 18,000 volunteers. They do all sorts of things, from planting trees to fences and walls and collecting litter, their aim being to improve the local environment in all sorts of ways. How does that sound?
I might well be interested in that.
OK. Look, I'll give you some leaflets and contact information and you can have a think about it all.
That sounds like a good idea. Thanks.